Good morning. I'm Dr. Sonali here. We are here on Education on Cloud. For class 10 science, we have a chapter named Control and Coordination. So in plants and animals, we know there are different kind of controls are there, and which are coordinated by their different parts, and cell to cell in plants and animals also, like nerves are there, like that. So there are different kind of coordination is there in different parts, and that is only controlling the activity. So let us see how it is. So stimulus, what is stimulus? Stimulus is defined as any change in the external or internal environment of an organism which brings about a response from it. Means by seeing or having that activity, the body's response. Like suppose in animals, if we say if a hot spoon is been touched to your skin, so immediately in reflexes you are taking out away the body part which has been touched. Suppose your finger, it has been touched, or if you get hurt with something, so immediately the body will be in reflexes. Reflexes are the response to this stimulus. Okay, so like this only. Now plants also will have cell to cell coordination like this. So the working together of various organs in systematic manner, that is only called coordination. Coordination means all will be systematically, like if the hot spoon is touched to your finger, you are taking your finger away, means the signals are going to brain, and from brain the hand is been guided to take you yourself away. So all this happens in a fraction of second. So this coordination from all the organs, that is only called coordination between them towards the stimulus. Now chemical coordination in both plants and animals is responsible for growth and development. Okay, chemical coordination means like secretion of hormone, then the working of that hormone, or any specific activity, nervous system. So that is working on the chemical coordination. So for the growth and development, that is only responsible. Okay, now the plant movement which is dependent on growth is called tropic movement or tropism. In plants, that which is responsible for the development of plant is called tropic movement, or the behavior is called tropism. Okay, the type of movement which is independent of growth, there are different other type of movements also, they are called nastic movements. Okay, so tropic movements and nastic movements. Tropic movements responsible for growth, nastic movements other than growth. Okay, so the plants use electrochemical means. Electrochemical means to convey the information from cell to cell. Like in human body, nerves and neurons are acting, same way in plants also the information cell to cell will be by the electrochemical means it will be. So like nerve impulse through host of volatile organic compound, like intercellular and intracellular communication in presence of environmental changes or response towards a specific stimuli. So there are few organic compounds, volatile organic compounds like amino acids or benzenoids are playing a role here. Okay, so they are only called electrochemical means. Now let us see the other one. Like in plants, there is no specialized tissue for conduction of information, unlike animals. Okay, so that is why cell to cell via electrochemical means. Now movement of plant or its parts due to light, it is called phototropism. Now the light is the stimulus. Now movement by seeing that light, it is different kind of movement due to light, presence of light or absence of light, that is only called phototropism. Like sunflower, we have all familiar, sunflower is highly phototropic and it is tracking the movement of sun. So whichever is the direction of sun, you will see the flowers are in that direction. So that is called phototropism. Okay, next we are talking movement of plant or its parts due to water. It is called hydrotropism. So there are two type of movements. One is positive hydrotropism and one is negative hydrotropism. Positive hydrotropism means towards that water their growth is, and negative means away from the water their growth is. That is called positive and negative hydrotropism. So what is this? Like radish roots, or water is stimulus here, to which plants shows response. Okay, so sometimes we can see here, like if we talk about in the hilltop. So what is happening, the water scarcity is there, but the plants will be started growing, the roots will be started growing in the direction of that. So that is positive, okay, like that hydrotropism. And when it goes away from water, it is negative hydrotropism, like that the movement of plant or its parts due to gravity, that is called geotropism. What is geotropism? Away from gravity and towards the sunlight. Like we can see here, growth of plant roots, like plants that grows on steep hillside. So what will happen, they should grow only horizontally, but at one point of time what will happen, they will go away from gravity and towards the sunlight they will start growing. So that is called geotropism, okay. So certain chemical substance in plant necessary for growth and plant hormones are called phytohormones, okay, like auxins. Auxins will be phytohormones which are responsible for adaptation of plant towards stimuli, okay. And there are different behavior like of these hormones are playing a role in growth, development, reproduction, and even death also. They are responsible for adaptation too of the plants towards the specific stimuli, okay. Then some of the hormones stimulate plant growth while other acts as a growth inhibitors. So for this reason plant hormones are often referred as growth regulators, okay. So they are regulating the growth, so they are called growth regulators. Now 5 main groups of growth regulators are auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, ethylene, and abscisic acid, okay. So we have main groups of growth regulators. These are called growth regulators, okay. These are called growth regulators like auxin, gibberellin, and cytokinin, ethylene, and abscisic acid. Now we can say the hormones. What is the role of hormones? Hormones are chemical messengers which is secreted by certain cells, and they are helping as a chemical messenger. Now, so what is the role of auxin? If we see the first one, stimulates cell elongation and growth, which is responsible for growth and elongation of a cell. Second one is gibberellin, that stimulates growth and flowering. Flowering in plants will be stimulated and responsible for by this gibberellin. Then cytokinin stimulates cell division and chlorophyll retention, okay. Chlorophyll plays very important part in photosynthesis, so chlorophyll retention and cell division, this is responsible. Then abscisic acid, if we say, is a growth inhibitor and brings about fall in leaves and fruits, okay. So that control is also necessary. When a particular leaf is getting ripen or fruit is getting ripen, then when the lifespan is over, that will get fall, okay. So like that, so the new it will give a place for the new generation or the new kind of species to come into it, okay. So like new leaves will come, new fruits will come, new flowering will happen. So we can see that the old which is getting dead or getting decayed, that will get fall, okay. So like this, different hormones are responsible. So the coordinated activity of an organism depends on continuous input of information for internal and external environment, okay. Animal possess a number of sense organs to perceive different sensation. We know that as a human, we know that there are number of sensory organs, and all sensory organs are responsible for one or the other function, okay. Like you have eyes, you can see through it, you have ear which hear through it, olfactory organs like you can smell it, like that. So there are different kind of, that is called sense organs, which gives a specific sense to that activity. Now functional junction between nerves is called synapse. What is synapse? Synapse is site of transmission of electric nerve impulse, okay. Then like point of contact between neurons, where the information is passed from one neuron to another. That particular point is called here synapse. Like we are saying, the body reflexes, if the hot spoon is touched to hand will be taken away in reflexes. So how it will be done? That signal will be going and then it will be passing through one neuron to another, like that. So that point is called point of contact between neurons, where the information passed from one neuron to another is only called synapse. In animals, the nervous system controls and coordinates various functions in the body. Like there are different nerves which are responsible for different kind of controls. Like first we will talk about sensory nerves, which carry messages from the sense organs to the brain. Different sensory organs are there: eyes, nose, ear. So different kind of things which you are sensing, it will go to brain. Okay, then second type of nerves are called motor nerves, carry messages from brain to effect of organs like muscles or glands. And the third type of nerves are mixed nerves, which is function as both sensory as well as motor nerves. Okay, brain is the ultimate coordinator of the body. So functioning of the brain is very important. You would have heard or seen, if the person is brain dead means sometimes person will be alive, but it is person is brain dead means brain is not functioning. So that person will be completely lying down and it will not able to do any functions. Why? Because brain is only having a central nervous system, so which is responsible for all kind of ultimate coordinator of the body, which when that is only not working, then coordination is lacking. Correct? Like this. So the three parts of brain are, there are forebrain, mainly consist of cerebrum. Okay, and the largest and the specialized portion of the brain, it is further divided into four parts. Four parts are frontal lobe, controlling muscular activities. Then second part, that is parietal lobe, that is controlling touch and smell. Then the third part, temporal lobe, that is controlling hearing. And the fourth part, occipital lobe, that is controlling vision. Okay, then the second part of the brain is midbrain. Midbrain controls a few motor activities. And the hindbrain is in turn made up of cerebellum. Okay, so cerebellum deals with coordination of posture, how the person is sitting, a person is able to sit or not. When this kind of functions are not working, happening by brain, that person has disability or difficulty in doing that specific activities. Okay, then pons varolii is controlling respiration and its regulation. And then medulla oblongata is regulates reflexes like swallowing, coughing, all this kind of reflexes by medulla oblongata. The brain being an extremely delicate organ and well protected by cranium or the brain box, three coverings are called meninges, and a fluid in between the meninges are called cerebrospinal fluids. Okay. Now see this diagram. The functional unit of the nervous system is the neurons, whose structure can be detailed as follows. Now this is called cyton. Here we can say this branches type is there, that is called dendron, and the further sub branches are dendrites. There is a nucleus, nasal granule, and this is Schwann cells, nodes of Ranvier and axons, effector organ like striated muscles we can see. Then the nerve endings, these are the nerve endings. So this is one diagram of one of the neuron, okay, which we have discussed just now. So now reflex actions are unconscious or involuntary response of the effector organ to a stimulus which is monitored through the spinal cord. So that is why spinal cord also should be in proper function, because from central nervous system, from the brain, the nerve which is coming majorly, that is a spinal nerve. So whenever person is suffering from any spinal injuries, that time the functioning is very difficult, like walking or balancing or any other activities. Okay, so the route thus taken by the impulses from the receptor organ to spinal cord and the response thereof from the spinal cord to effector organs is known as reflex arc. Okay, and sneezing, coughing, withdrawal of hand upon touching a hot object, these are the examples of reflex action. Reflex action will be monitored by this kind of activities nervous system. Okay, so the hormones are chemical substance which is secreted by here trace amount by endocrine glands. Endocrine glands are nothing else but these are called means that particular glands does not have duct. Okay, so that ductless glands. Okay, so ductless glands are secreting hormones and are the means of information for transmission. Okay, now the hormones in animals shows following characteristic, like they are synthesized by endocrine glands, they are produced at a place other than the site of action. Okay, they travel through blood to other parts where they cause changes. Third is they are secreted directly into the bloodstream. Okay, directly into the bloodstream. Fourth one, they act on specific tissues or organs. The tissue or organ that respond to hormones are only called target organs. Okay, and example, the target organ for hormone adrenaline includes the heart, like this. Okay, so target hormone is there for different kind of parts. Then they are secreted in response to changes in the external or the internal environment of the body, and also called chemical messengers. Okay, so hormones are chemical messengers. They may stimulate or inhibit the activity of the target organ, thus regulating its activity will also be done by hormones. Now they are effective in minute quantities, often in trace amounts which are difficult to detect at times. Now excess or deficiency of hormone is also harmful for a human being, for any living being, we can say, like excess or deficiency. If deficiency is there, then the growth, reproduction, blood pressure, all these activities will get affected. If excess is there, then hair loss, infertility, and there are many other development, growth, many issues are there. Okay, so it may lead to serious consequences. Now the chemical messenger of our body are hormones which are produced by endocrine system. Endocrine system are the ductless gland system. Okay, this is called ductless. Hormones are carried by the blood to their target organ where they bring about appropriate actions. The master endocrine gland of the body is pituitary gland. Okay, also known as hypophysis. Hypophysis is in turn under the control of hypothalamus. Okay, and a part of the brain located at the base of cerebrum. Now we will see here, this chart will give a complete idea about that. What are the endocrine glands we are discussing? One is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is releasing hormones. Okay, what is the function? Regulation of secretion of hormone from pituitary glands. Okay, then second is pituitary. Pituitary is hypophysis. There what are the hormones? Hormones responsible for growth, which is growth hormone. Hormone responsible for the activity, trophic hormone, prolactin, vasopressin, and oxytocin. Okay, so we will see function of each hormone. Growth hormone will development of bones and muscles. Trophic hormone regulation and secretion of hormone from endocrine glands like adrenal, thyroid, testes, and ovary. Okay, prolactin will regulation of function of mammary glands, and regulation of water, electrolyte balance, regulation of the ejection of milk during lactation. All these activities are monitored by hormones only. Okay, so that is why functioning of them is very, very important. Anytime excess or deficiency both can be having serious consequences. Okay, and third is last one is thyroid. Thyroid is releasing hormone called thyroxine, and regulation of metabolism of carbohydrate, fat, and protein all comes under this. Okay, so you would have heard about this. Thyroid malfunction is very common in the today's lifestyle, when the lifestyle related problem also is there, because when the lifestyle is not followed correctly and person is not doing enough exercise, not eating proper food, that time also the misfunction will happen. Then the next endocrine gland, parathyroid. Here calcitonin, adrenaline hormone, regulation of blood calcium and phosphates, regulation of blood pressure, heart rate, carbohydrate metabolism, and mineral balance. Everything will be monitored by corticoids on cortisone and adrenaline. Okay, then pancreas will have secretion of insulin and glucagon. Insulin and glucagon is lowering of blood glucose, increase of blood glucose, metabolism of glucose will be done. Then testes, testosterone is regulation of male accessory sex organs and secondary sexual characteristics like mustache and voice, and all this will be monitored by this hormone. Then ovary will have secretion of estrogen and progesterone, then regulation of female sex organs and secondary sexual characteristics like mammary glands, hair pattern, voice, maintenance of pregnancy. All this will be by this estrogen and progesterone will be monitored. Okay.